All right, we're still in section 8.3. We're still on page 488, and we're going to do some practice problems in which we're using this FOIL method to multiply binomials. So that FOIL stands for these terms over here, and these guide me through the steps of which terms to multiply by each other. So I'm going to start by multiplying the first term in each parentheses. That means a positive 3x times a positive x. If I multiply those together, I'm going to get a 3x squared. Next, I multiply the outermost two terms. That's a positive 3x times a positive 2. Multiply those together, I'm going to get a positive 6x. And since it's positive, I put a plus sign over here to the left of it. Multiply my innermost two terms. That would be a negative 4. Got to include that negative to the left of it. And a positive x. Multiply those together. I'm going to get a negative 4x. And multiply my last term in each parentheses. That would be a negative 4 and a positive 2. If I multiply those together, I get a negative 8. Once I get down to this line, I know I just need to take one line to come down and simplify my like terms, which are almost always going to be my center two terms right here. So when I come down to simplify, nothing's happening to my 3x squared. That stays exactly like it is because it doesn't have any like terms with it. But I can combine positive 6x and minus 4x into a plus 2x. And my constant negative 8 is coming down, staying just like it is. So this is my final answer, 3x squared plus 2x minus 8. Another problem. Go through it a little bit more quickly this time. Starting with my first term in each parentheses, that's a positive n times a positive 4n. Multiply those two together, I'm going to get a 4n squared. My outer term, my outermost two terms, that's a positive n times a negative 7. Have to include that negative sign. Multiply those together, I'm going to get a negative 7n. My inner two terms, negative 6, again, include the sign to the left of your term, and a positive 4n. Multiply those together, I'm going to get a negative 24n. And my last term in each parentheses, that's going to be a negative 6 and a negative 7. Multiply those together, gives me a positive 42. Come down and combine like terms. End up with 4n squared minus 31n plus 42. Alright, I just combined my two like terms in the center here and got a negative 31n. But this is my final answer. That is as simplified as I can write it. Boom. Okay. This might be the last example problem, I believe. First term in each parentheses, I have a positive 2p squared times a positive 2p. Multiply those together, I get a positive 4p to the third because I was doing a p squared times a p. Add the exponents, right? This p really has an exponent of 1. If I add the exponents of 2 and 1, I get the exponent of 3. So there's my first term. Now I multiply my two outer terms. That's going to be a positive 2p squared and a negative 5. Multiply those two together, I'm going to get a negative 10p squared. Multiply my innermost two terms. That's a positive 3 and a positive 2p. Multiply those together, I get a positive 6p. Multiply my last two terms. It's going to be a positive 3 and a negative 5. Multiply those together, I'm going to get a negative 15. Come down and combine like terms. In this case, I don't have any like terms. The variables all have different exponents. So my answer stays just the same. This is my final answer for this problem.